Maverick 100.9, Aggie Lands Country Alternative. It's Corliss, and all the way from Canada again is Ryan Linsay. How on earth have you been?
I've been great. Yeah, it's so good to be down here. It's, warm weather's coming, so it's nice to get down in the heat.
It's probably a lot nicer than the last time you were here, because last time I saw you was November, right? And it was super icky up in Fort Worth.
Yeah, well, this is kind of the first stretch of, we got here last week and it's been raining on us all week. So we finally got the warm weather and had to get through a storm. We drove through a storm in Wyoming and it snowed on us. And it's a crazy adventure getting down here. So we're just glad to be here.
Well, I'm glad you're back, as always. And of course, I've fallen in love with your music ever since meeting you. And so you've got a brand new single out called Rich Folks. And normally, this is the part of the interview where you tell me about your song, which we'll get to. But what's funny is that you didn't know that I picked your song for radio. So Ryan hasn't even heard this story at all yet. So your radio promoter, Jen, gives me a call. She says, I am stuck here. This kid's got great music. I don't know what to pick for radio. Can you go through a couple songs, take a listen? So she sends me your album. And I listen through all the way top to bottom and send her a list back, like labeled with each song. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how much I like the song. And I get something back from her, and she's like, oh, my God, I didn't mean to send you all of it. Thank you so much for listening to all of it. But no, I was just talking about these 3 songs. And I was like, well, none of them. I want Rich Folks. And she goes, if you could get me a radio edit, let's do that. And she goes, oh, my God, I totally forgot about that song. And so that's how, if you think Jen came up with Rich Folks, that's how she did.
Yeah, well, we had to do a last-minute radio edit on it because it's, it's got a little soft swear in there, so we had to do a little mute on it.
Yeah.
And, it's a fun song. Like, I think it's kind of at the tail end of a rather heavy record. Like, for me, this album was sort of about digging deeper and getting more personal with my music. And so because of that, it's a heavy record. But at the end, we were like, we still have to have a fun song on there that's going to, remind ourselves that music is all about just having fun,
Well, it is a fun song, I can promise you, because for once I've heard it before actually playing it for you here on Maverick. So we're going to debut it now from Ryan Linsay. This is Rich Folks on Maverick 100.9. Due to copyright, Brian Broadcasting is not licensed to air this single for you in podcast form, but you can now find it anywhere that you stream and download music. And today's interview continues now. That was Rich Folks, Ryan Linsay. Of course, I get to catch up with Ryan all the way from Canada again. So you did tour through Texas last year. So what's your plan for this year?
Yeah, just coming back and going to a lot of the same venues that we went to last time. We just were down in Galveston at the Old Quarter, and I went up to Hoots Tokyo Store in West, Texas, the town.
Right.
And we're kind of traveling all over Texas and still adding some new dates and stuff. So we're really excited to get back down here, and folks can check that out on my website, ryanlinsaymusic.com.
Yeah, we highly urge you to do that because, like you said, he is adding dates. And then I'm assuming you'll come back in the fall as well again?
Yeah, I want to get back down here in the fall, So I'm a northern boy, so I got to avoid the summer heat and then come back down in the fall when it gets a little cool again.
Exactly. It's so funny. Like, I can see it all over your face. You're falling in love with Texas, aren't you?
I do. I love it down here. And, I think it's just people's taste for country and roots music. And that's what I grew up loving and playing. So it's so cool to me that it translates well down here.
Well, and, kind of reverting back to the album that you put out, it really does. It is quite that traditional sound that we love so much, but you found such a way on that record to kind of flip-flop it. You called it heavy, but really I heard a whole lot of lightheartedness mixed with fun, mixed with heavy, and I don't know if that was on purpose or if you just know how to make a damn record. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, it was kind of all the emotions that go into, like, going through the process of writing music over the course of 2 years, because this was kind of a 2-year project that was sort of born out of the ashes of the pandemic. When everything was shut down, I started writing for this and then recorded. So I kind of, released 2 songs per season after that point, and then folks could kind of follow along with my own sort of personal journey, writing and releasing these songs sort of as they happened.
Well, if anybody doesn't have it yet, please go get that full album from Ryan Linsay, because it really is one of my favorite albums, at least of last year. It's one of those that you can listen to front to back. And Ryan, I hope we get to catch up with you more and more and more as the year goes on.
Yeah, I can't wait to come catch up with you again soon.